everybody. Welcome back. Wednesday night edition of Inside the Headset, sponsored by John Jones. John Jones Real Estate. Nobody sells homes like John. We're going to roll just a little bit south of Knoxville, right down to Cleveland, Tennessee. Going to talk to the head coach of the Cleveland Blue Raiders. He's 3-1. That's head coach Chandler Tygard. How you doing tonight, Coach?
I'm doing good, Stork. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. You came away with a big win, Coach. You're 43-21 against Farragut, and that was over at their place. Take us through it.
So that's the first win at Farragut in Cleveland high school history, and only the second win total. So that was a big win for us, man. Taking you through the game, we basically, we went up, got a 3-and-out to start the game, and went up 7-0, and we led the entirety of the game. They tied it one time at 14-14, but we ran 79 snaps of very fast up-tempo offense. We ran the ball 50 times for 308 yards, and we did really well on special teams. Their starting field position was on their 20-yard line, and we had some great kick returns, and our starting field position for the night was on the Farragut 48-yard line. We blocked a field goal before the half and just had a really, really good team win.
Well, and you like where you are, even though it's been different from the teams you've had in the past. You really like where you are, don't you, Coach?
Well, yeah, you got to use the talent that you got. It's not like Deion Sanders, and I can bring in 86 new transfers and run what I necessarily have known to run or want to run. But we've got some big offensive linemen that are all in the wrestling program. That's won 6 straight state championships here, and we've got 3 running backs we like and a running quarterback that's kind of a dual threat kid since the other one went down with a knee injury. And so we're running the ball really well. We stopped the ball. We stopped the run really well. So, we only gave up 91 rushing yards to Farragut, and we ran for 308 and then dominated special teams. So anytime you do that, man, you got a chance to win. So you see that a lot with Oakland and the powerhouses. If you can run the ball and stop the run, and you got a good kicker and good special teams, you're going to win a lot of games.
Talk about the kids on the offensive side of the ball that you felt like are just clicking right now for the Blue Raiders.
Yeah, so we switched starting running backs. So we started Brian Beard, who's our starting safety, and we moved him at running back. He's a 6'1" kid, about 175 pounds. The Army's starting to look at him. In his first start at running back at Cleveland, he ran for 160 yards and averaged almost 10 yards a carry. Wow. So he had an unbelievable game running the ball, playing defense. He had 3 big hits on kickoff. Even the Farragut live stream guys, they were making jokes of saying he even filled up the water bottles and drove the bus home. So he had a good game.
And on that defensive side of the ball, who you got some accolades for?
Yeah, our defensive lineman is the strength of our team. So we've got a sophomore, A.J. Westfield, who's going to end up being a big-time Division I kid, we think, because he's already 6'3", 270, and he holds down the middle. With a kid, Nate Carter, another 6 foot, 275-pound D tackle, and so we're real tough in the middle. Then we've got 3 senior linebackers, Dylan Harold, Camden Lockerbie, and Avery Hughes that all started last year. And so when your front 7 is really good and people have to pass to try to beat you, and you can run the ball so well and we can snap it so fast, if it all clicks and we don't get penalties or we don't self-destruct and have mistakes or turnovers, which we still had 2 of those, then we could be pretty good.
As coming in as a new coach, and you've had 4 games and you'll be halfway through the season on Friday night at about right around 10 o'clock. Yep. Do you like where you are, Coach Tygard?
Yeah, I mean, we're probably ahead of schedule where I thought I'd be from a culture standpoint. I told everybody when we got here we're probably going to lose a game that we're not supposed to lose. That was last week against Walker Valley. We're probably going to win a game that we're not supposed to win, and that was probably Farragut on Friday. And then now moving forward, we got to try to just win all the games we're supposed to and see if we can upset somebody along the way. Our region's tough, so us, Bearden, Bradley, Farragut, and Maryville are all ranked in the top 10 in 6A. And so when you've got 5 out of 6 teams ranked in the top 10, it's going to be a battle once you hit region play every week.
Well, when I look at this next game, what I know about this bunch, and you're going to have to get on the road, so you're going to have to pack up the Blue Raiders and head over to Ray County, and they're 3-1. You like this game right now at this time of the season? They maybe looks like they're playing pretty good ball, Coach.
Yeah, honestly, no. I would hate to have scheduled this game.
Okay.
So Ray County, yeah. So Ray County is a one-county school. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere. It's past Athens on the way to Knoxville. They've got a turf field, but they got a huge stadium, and there's literally nothing else there. And so they pack it out pretty good. I did the stats. So Coach Pemberton is the head coach there. He used to be at Knox Catholic and West, and even was an assistant at Brentwood. He's been around. He's been there 11 years, and they are 3 times more likely to win at home than they are on the road. He's only lost 15 games total in the 11 years he's been the head coach at Ray County, and they only won 2 games last year. But outside of last year's record, they average about 9-10 wins a season. They are a heavy run team, ball control. They run the wing tee and the power I, and they only run about 4 plays, and they're coming right at your face. Defensively, they do a great job with the kids that they have, and it's very tough to play at Ray County. That's kind of an old rival for Cleveland. We haven't played in about 6 years, but it used to be one of those where every time you go up there, there's going to be some sort of little melee or brouhaha, or there's going to be something going on, in between whistles and after the game, and they don't like us very much, and we're going to have to deal with all that, and our kids haven't seen that in a long time. So, but their parents have told them about it. So they just kind of got to get geared up, and they're going to see it firsthand on Friday. It's a dangerous game.
Well, and I figured that. I really did. The funny thing about Ray County and Dunlap, Tennessee is during the years I worked in college and I was at the Hyatt Regency in Lexington, there was a gentleman by the name of James Deal, and he's passed, but Mr. Deal was a very fascinating young gentleman that used to come up and stay at the Hyatt. He was a good friend of mine, and I knew him very well. And he sold Continental Car Club insurance, and so he worked with Farm Bureau and a lot of the insurance companies. So, like when you buy your insurance and you wanted Mr. Rescue or kind of a AAA type situation, he sold that commodity, and he was quite good at it. And a lot of people know him in the city. His wife was very nice. They were big into the trotter racing because his wife's father was in the Hall of Fame. John Patterson was in the Hall of Fame of sulky racing. And I knew them, and they would come up from Ray County, Dunlap, Tennessee, because in Lexington we had the Red Mile. So trotters ran all the time, and Mrs. Deal, her dad would race all the time, and then they had a son named Tony Patterson that also was a sulky driver. But I used to go out and bet the sulkies, and it was with a gentleman from Dunlap, and me being born and raised in Kentucky and then moving to Tennessee, I've always known about Mr. Deal and where Ray County was in Dunlap. That was one of the cities I looked up when I first moved down here, and so I've known about that area, and I've actually driven some cell sites over in that area, so I know that area very well, and. You may not get a call or two, Coach. There may be a little cooking over there.
So historically, yes. So they use a different officials association, and historically that has been the case. And so we have actually been practicing that this week. I've been carrying around a yellow flag all week long, and just throwing it at random and backing it up to 1st and 20. And we're carrying more shot plays and. We're going to plan for that, honestly, and that's not a knock on their officials.
No.
But at the same time, but at the same time, that's historically what happens there. So if it's 1st and 20, fine, and let's prepare for it, and let's try to get half for second down, and try to see how we can get to how we can move the chains, because that's what got us beat against Walker Valley. Is we had 11 drives, and 8 out of 11 we had at least one holding penalty, if not multiple. So we don't survive 3rd and 36s at Cleveland right now like we did at Blackman, where we could just throw it to Ben Marshall or Justin Brown. So that's not our plan right now. We need to stay on time on the chains. Don't get behind the chains, and if we get a 1st and 20 here or there on Friday night, at least we've got some plays ready to get it back to 2nd and 10.
Well, and expect it, so, and just make sure your kids stay level-headed. Hey, good luck, Friday night. That's going to be hey, if you can go down there and come away with a win, you'll be sitting pretty halfway through the season. That'd be a good slot for you, Coach, and headed into the back half of the season, because you still got Bradley, still got Maryville, you still got some ones, and you still got Bearden in there. So you got 3.
Yep.
You got three.
We've only had one home game, so that's the other thing. So this is the 3rd straight road game in a row, and if we can come out of this road deal 2-1, then we'll feel pretty good. And then now we got Red Bank next week for homecoming, and then we hit the hardest stretch ever, to where we've got at Bearden, we host Maryville on fall break of all weeks, and then host Bradley Central week 9. So we've got a ridiculous schedule. I mean, I thought our Blackman schedule was hard, but I mean, this thing is ridiculous, to where you don't want to play Maryville on fall break, but the state assigned that game, and we're stuck with it for 2 years. But we need a big win on Friday, and it's definitely not going to be easy going there.
Well, you're going to get to see Boo Carter. That's the best part about it. I mean, you're going to get to see.
Yeah, well, we'll see him week 9. So we were already starting to practice. We're taking the the Urban Meyer deal, where we're doing the Bradley drill every day for basically 7 straight weeks, and so we're going to go ahead and start practicing that, because that's the Bradley and Cleveland is Ohio State and Michigan, or it's Alabama and Auburn, and so we put a lot of emphasis in that game, and we don't play until week 9, so at least we'll have a good plan by the time we get there.
Coach, good luck Friday night, and go Raiders.
Thanks a lot, Torque. Appreciate you guys. Tell everybody hello.
All right, see you. Bye.